What is this wooden board with a plastic magnifying bubble and mesh-covered square? The 6 holes go all the way through, and the mesh is attached with pins on the back side. This was found in the UK and belonged to a late relative. Does anyone know the use of this item? It's the front panel of a 1930s television receiver. These televisions were sold in the United States, France, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union from 1928 to 1934. When commercially produced televisions became popular, one of the drawbacks was that the size of the screen was limited by the technology. One solution was to use a magnifying lens to make the on-screen images bigger. The lenses were usually filled with oil or water. Sometimes they would be mounted in a stand, or directly mounted on the television set. What is this portable radiator-like thing with a long power cord? Made of metal, circular, with what looks a hinged cover on the front, and possible heating elements inside. Unfortunately, this is the only picture available. This was found in one of the old Oregon State Hospital rooms and is currently in the possession of the museum on the hospital's campus, but they haven't been able to identify it. The circular shape and the metal in the middle remind me of a mid-1900s portable radiator or space heater. The plate with the alphanumeric string is their artifact ID system and is not related to the item or whatever it may be. If anyone recognizes it, we would like to know. It's the Model Z flip-side toaster. Manufactured by Merit Made Incorporated in Buffalo, New York in the 1930s. It toasts super fast and even, but of course, unlike modern toasters, it does not stop automatically, so you have to keep an eye on it. When the lever on the top is pushed down, both doors open simultaneously. You simply flip the toast over to complete toasting. My uncle had one at their cottage. It was older than he was. What kind of lantern is this found at an estate sale? It's made of brass, around 10 inches tall, and 3.5 inches wide. Can anyone tell me what kind of lantern this is? It's an antique miner's safety lamp from the late 1800s to early 1900s. It's a special lamp used in coal mines to detect methane gas without causing an explosion. Before the invention of safety lamps, miners used candles with open flames. This gave rise to frequent explosions. Safety lamps were developed to enclose the flame to prevent it from igniting the explosive gases. Flame safety lamps have been replaced for lighting in mining with sealed explosion-proof electric lights, but continue to be used to detect gases. What kind of pliers are these? I found it in my grandpa's old workshop, and I have no idea what they could be used for. What are they used for? It's a saw-setting pliers from around the 1920s to the 50s, and probably made in Russia. It was used to adjust the angles of the teeth of a saw. The magnitude of set determines the cut width and prevents the blade of the saw from binding in the wood. What is this thing I found in a taco stand in Muleye Bahasur? The owner says he found it in a trash pile. It seems to be brass or bronze, and would have been mounted or attached to something at the end with a flat area with a threaded hole. Someone suggested it's a can opener, a coat hanger, an old piece of a plow from back in the day, a hip replacement, or even a bookrest holder for the desk. What exactly is this thing? It's a Leonardo Nierman sculpture. The values range from $1,000 up to $100,000, but they're going up daily. For those who don't know him, Leonardo Nierman is a world-famous artist, professional violinist, and physicist. Most of his work is heavily influenced by fluid dynamics, music, and nature. You'll find his works in the Vatican, Washington, D.C., museums, art galleries, and concert halls all over the world. He even had his own postage stamp. Very little is known about his personal life. He was an only child of a Ukrainian mother and a Lithuanian father. They met in Mexico and he was raised in Mexico City. Since he passed away in June of 2023, his artwork has been some of the most sought after on the planet. His stamps and signatures varied over time, but his most valuable work was unstamped and unsigned. That would indicate it's from his personal collection. This is an astonishing find. Congratulations to the taco stand owner. I am jelly. He should keep it in the family. In 100 years, it might be worth tens of millions. The best thing for him to do right now is wrap it in a towel and store it in a cool, dry place. Get it appraised and start a paper trail. Perhaps even a metallurgist. I only know about him because I'm an artist and went to college for engineering. I changed my major. I had to draw one of his sculptures for a class. This is 100% his work, without a doubt. What is this thing found in an old house I bought? I have no idea what it is. It's made of brass, around 20 inches tall, 15 inches wide, and 8 inches deep. Does anyone know the use of this thing? It's an English World War II era Cestral pedestal binnacle compass, made by Henry Brown and Son Limited. During the largest conflict the world has ever seen, the company shifted nearly their sole focus to wartime efforts, resulting in their compasses being used by both merchant and military ships, many of which played pivotal roles in the war. The red and green balls to the sides offset magnetic variation, which can be adjusted by an expert to negate or offset the effect of the ship's steel on the compass, and the round stacks behind are for oil lamps to light the compass. Cestral compasses are known for their quality and are considered some of the finest hand-bearing compasses ever made. I'm wanting to know what this is. I found it in a shop building that we are cleaning out, and I have no clue. It's a solid steel or cast iron, probably about 80 to 90 pounds, and has some writing on the front, but I can't fully make it out. Any idea what this is, or what it might have been used for? It's an antique Fisher saw anvil for tuning circular saw blades, made by E.C. Atkins and Company circa 1903. Besides sharpening, routine maintenance on either a band or circular saw requires tensioning and leveling to keep them cutting straight. What are these wooden slats between the legs of these chairs? I'm at a restaurant with these chairs, and they all have a wood slat between the legs that serves no obvious purpose. Any idea what it's for? Please tell us down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.